My name is Charles Branson, Chair of the Kansas Bar Association Bench and Bar Committee, and your host for the series on the Kansas Supreme Court Nominating Commission.
The Supreme Court Nominating Commission is a 9-member board responsible for recommending qualified individuals for appointment to the Kansas Supreme Court. 4 of the commission's members are non-attorneys appointed by the governor. 4 others are attorneys selected by attorneys in each of the state's 4 congressional districts. The chair of the commission is an attorney elected by attorneys in a statewide vote.
My name is Ann Burke. I joined the Supreme Court Nominating Commission in 2011.
Which district do you serve?
Actually, I'm the chair of the commission, and so I serve all of the districts in Kansas.
My name is David Raybon. I'm actually in my 2nd term, and I served the first term under Governor Bill Graves in that era, and then I was off for a couple of terms, and now I'm back for my 2nd term.
I'm Jay Fowler, and I serve from the 4th district in Wichita, South Central Kansas, and I began in July of 2009.
My name is Linda Browning Wise. I began serving on the Supreme Court Nominating Commission in 2014.
Natalie Haig, and I began serving on the commission in 2011.
What interests you in the Supreme Court Nominating Commission?
I had thought that it would be an honor, and it's more of an honor than I realized.
The Supreme Court is one of the most important and incredibly important aspects of state government.
But the purpose of it is to not be, in my view, political. It is to develop a process that allows candidates for judicial positions to be vetted so that people understand who they are, where they came from, what their qualifications are, and then to give the governor a choice of 3 very good, viable, and qualified candidates.
I initially considered serving because I thought that my background was enough different from the other people on there that, I had something of value to add to the process.
What is your current occupation in the legal field?
Currently, I'm a lawyer. I practice in Overland Park, Kansas, and my area of concentration is complex net worth matrimonial litigation.
I'm a trial lawyer.
I am general counsel to a bank.
I'm the owner-broker of a real estate company in Manhattan, Kansas, Realty Executives Weiss Real Estate. We're just celebrating our 25th year.
How do you approach selecting a good justice?
Well, the process starts out when there's a vacancy. And so the clerk of the Supreme Court sends out notice to all people who are licensed to practice law in the state of Kansas, including judges, district judges, magistrate judges if they're law licensed. Everybody gets a notice.
This is a long process. They complete a big packet, and it includes a complete history of their practice, including who they've practiced against, who they've practiced with, and cases they've tried.
It's summarizing a 20-year career, in 50 pages or so. And of course, I look at the letters of recommendation and so forth. Then we are assigned individual candidates. The chair assigns, and you become kind of the lead person on that particular candidate. But everyone is encouraged to do their own independent investigation of all the candidates.
The lead interviewer will go out and usually meet with the potential candidates. So we have 30 potential candidates for a position. There'll be 30 of these preliminary interviews, which is just an introduction to the nominating commission, the process, making sure they understand how it works, because we want them to be comfortable too.
So the qualities that we're looking for are intellectual ability, integrity, and professionalism.
We're looking for temperament. We're looking for, well, first of all, in a position like this, you've got to be brilliant. These are the most difficult legal questions that come before the state. So they have to be brilliant, and they have to be a writer. Those 2 things.
We sit in a big U, and the candidate kind of sits in the hot seat and faces all of us, and we go around and ask them questions. So it's a very intimidating interview process because you're asked, not only questions that we have about your background, but questions about what you understand about the rule of law and stare decisis and some important concepts of judicial review. And so I think they're going to be very impressed with the candidates because they're great candidates.
What's the most difficult part of being on the Supreme Court Nominating Commission?
When there's a position open on the Kansas Supreme Court, we could receive easily 20 applications. So each commission member is reviewing the contents of the box that I spoke about and calling other members perhaps in the applicants community, reviewing the documents, driving to Topeka, holding the interviews of the applicants, and then we have our deliberation process, easily 5 hours per applicant. So if there's 20 applicants, that's 100 hours of unpaid community service that essentially each commission member is providing to the state of Kansas.
What do you find to be the most rewarding thing about the Supreme Court Nominating Commission?
When we meet and we go through the process, when we're done, I think I can honestly tell you that every member of the commission who participated in the process feels good about it.
I have so much fun getting to know in depth lawyers in the state of Kansas through the process of talking to them about this, of digging into their background, of meeting their family and friends and learning about them. And it is great fun just to know more people, and these are great people too.
The passion of the applicants to see judges and lawyers who want to be on the Kansas Supreme Court, and their dedication to Kansas and their dedication to the law, the integrity of the system is amazing. And also the dedication of the commission members, the interest and hard work they do to make sure that we as a commission send the best that Kansas has to offer to our Supreme Court.
The Kansas Supreme Court Nominating Commission is a nonpartisan, merit-based system designed for a fair and impartial court. For more information on the merit selection process, please visit the Kansas Bar Association's website, www.ksbar.org, or www.ourkansascourts.org.